it's time for Hail Caesar. Welcome back to the fictional world of Charc, where the forces of Aurelia continuing to try to take advantage of the momentum they achieved by absolutely decimating the Royal House of Walden. I think they've killed off 2 barons in the last 2 battles. It's been a precarious, where they say heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's been a precarious job title, being the Baron of Walden. They're dying like they're getting killed off like you wouldn't believe it. So we got Baron number 3 going in there. And after the victory last night, the army of Swathford is still partying in Bournemouth and kind of doing some running a campaign of deprogramming all of the populace that were getting fed the dogma of Timordia. Now they're getting reprogrammed back into where they belong. So they're celebrating their return to the fold. And now a counterattack from the east as the army from Weldrake moves in, attacks into Walden, trying to capture that province. Basically, that'll secure Bournemouth for the time being, if they can totally cut off this. This will really put a number on the Timordan front. But we'll see what happens down south here. A lot to do before that, but don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. And yeah, so welcome to the battlefield. Look at the Charc campaign world that James made for me. I'm trying to zoom in here more and failing miserably. Oh gosh, it's like this has got a lot of it's a big file. Last battle we saw Swathford take back Bournemouth, so they've got both of these now. This one, Weldrake, attacking into Walden. And yeah, if you can take this, basically, because Kaldani and Osman are both neutral territories, so that kind of cuts down this whole southern front to just protecting one barony if they can take Walden. This is a big one. Big thing for me is I've boosted the number of cavalry I have in my Hail Caesar armies, which is fantastic. Had an awesome week of painting. I had 6 cavalry at the beginning of this for each side. Now we're up to 36, so that's a big jump. And all the forces are on display here. This is going to be an open field battle with a couple hills. I just really don't want anything to impede cavalry movement. I was a little bit perturbed in my last battle by the fact that I tried to do something cool in the center with some light woods. Ended up being basically divided into 2 different battles. So I'm trying to get rid of that. I do have a stone wall, as you'll see. You pan to the left here a little bit without hurting you. There's a stone fence going across diagonally along this road here that might come into effect, but that won't really. That's not as heavy duty a barrier as a huge forest on a hill surrounded by a stone wall. So this shouldn't be anywhere near that. But we've got a hill here, we've got a hill on the other side. We'll get a good look at them, and we'll go over the forces real quick, and we'll get to the fight as quick as possible. Each barony, of course, has 4 divisions they brought to this party. Objectives for the attacking Aurelians, who are over here, is either to break the Timordan army using the Hail Caesar rules, or they can force their way across the bridge, occupying the town of Aldunford, and they secure a victory there. That'll just be just symbolic of them taking the town. That just kind of will break the army, but that's difficult to cross over a bridge, as many of you know who have played these types of battles. Open fields, got a big hill here, a big hill over there, road, tree, rivers are impassable except for that bridge, mostly there for eye candy. I'm thinking the battles are going to take place elsewhere, and just that one wall there along the road. I just wanted to make more of an open fields battle to let the explore the cavalry, have some fun. I'm really excited about this light cavalry too, with the bows And of course, the some of the fan favorites are back, like the Berserkers of Odenheim, the Immortals of Shubia, Ulak and Grom, the Giants, and of course the Orcs of the Broken Tusk tribe, looking to get payback for being defeated by the Berserkers last battle. So yeah, that's it. Leading 1st Division for the Aurelian forces is Sir Kyron Dotson. He is leading basically 4 squadrons of cavalry, mounted knights, mounted men-at-arms, and then a light infantry squadron. Plus he has the 3 priests of soul that comprise the light artillery. That's 1st Division. For the 2nd Division is Sir Philip Garrison. He's leading 5 companies of infantry. He's got foot knights, veteran heavy foot, light infantry, and then a bill and bow and bill and crossbow. 3rd Division, just outside of that wall, is Sir William Drakenford. I can't even pronounce the names I created. He's leading a veteran. He's leading a heavy infantry with spear, medium infantry, and then he has a bill and bow and bill and crossbow unit on the other side of that fence there. 4th Division is Sir Timothy Bryan. He's leading the crazy unit. Yes! He's got Grom the Hill Giant, the Berserkers of Odenheim, a mercenary pike unit, and then the Osmanian nomads out here on the flank, getting ready to run and be crazy. The Baron's a level 8, everyone else is a level 7. And let's see the forces of Timordia. Baron Michael Cuthbert just got tapped for the promotion. Not sure if he wants it. Everyone who dies who gets this job. He's a level 8 leader leading 1st Division. Very similar cavalry group as before, and he has his 3 priests of soul. 2nd Division in the center, Sir Gregor Shatterspear. He's got mounted, foot knights, veteran heavy foot, light infantry, bill and bow, and bill and crossbow. The 3rd Division in front of the company is Sir Cyrus Kemp. He's been around for a while. He's like the only guy who's surviving all these battles. He's got heavy foot with spear, medium foot, bill and bow, bill and crossbow, and I think that's it. And over in the 4th Division, protecting Aldunford, which you usually wouldn't pick to protect your hometown because these guys are a bunch of psychopaths, is a Sir Manfred Strop. He has Ulak the Hill Giant, the Broken Tusks Orcs. Yes. Probably got a couple townspeople's skulls on his staff there. The Immortals of Shubia, they're probably just finishing up eating some of the staff, the villagers. And then why are we hanging out with these guys? The Kaldani pikemen. And that's it. Bang, bang, bang. Got right through it real quick. I want to get to the combat as soon as possible. The Aurelians will be attacking, so they'll be going first. And yeah. Strap yourself in, get something good to do, or just kick back and relax, and let's enjoy some Hail Caesar action. Sweet! Alright, starting the attack for the forces from... Where the heck are these guys from? Weldrake, excuse me. Sir William Drakenford. He's going to lead 3rd Division forward as far as he can. He's within reroll. Even though this guy's in 2nd Division, we're considering this guy in charge of the military operation here, just because he's central. And yeah, so let's see how far he can go. He's a leadership of 7, so we're looking to roll less than that. And this is a divisional order, so that is a failure. He's going to try that again with the whole group moving forward. Oh, terrible. He fails miserably. Other divisions are going to hold. It's kind of, they need to move forward in my mind at the same time. But I will go over here to 4th Division. They will try to go forward. They do not have a reroll. He is a level 7, and his name is Sir Timothy Bryan. Sir Bryan advances his division forward 3 moves, 18 inches. The Osmanian nomads are in javelin range, so they can throw them at the immortals. They're kind of on a downward slope here, so I definitely would give them cover. The rest of the army is not going to move quite yet. Osmanian nomads throwing at the immortals of Shubia. We're kind of on the downward slope there. They're going to get cover, +1 to hit, so they're going to be hitting on 5s and 6s. 3 attacks. The immortals take 1 hit. It is a disordering hit, so they'll have to take a check on that one. And let's see if they can make the save. Gentlemen are looking for a 4+. They take 1 hit. And see if they can make that disordered check or break test. These guys cannot move 6 inches back because of the river, which is impenetrable. They could go as far as they could, and they'd be disordered anyway. So they're going to go ahead and hold their position disordered. All right, that ends Aurelian turn 1. Not exciting, but it's turn 1, baby. All right, let's go on to Time Warden turn 1. See what these guys want to do, if they want to be aggressive or not. Alright, prior to issuing any orders, you do initiative moves. Initiative move is anything in your front quarter, 12 inches, within 12 inches, a unit can just kind of go on its own, as long as it's not disordered. So, the orcs were within 12 inches of the Osmanian nomads. So they come tearing up the slope and slam into them, and there will be hand-to-hand at the end of, we get to the hand-to-hand part of the show. A little bit of a confusion point. I think the rules say a disordered unit can't move, it can't join a combat, but it doesn't say anything about if they're already in range to support. The Immortals of Shubia are right in there, like almost touching the side of the orcs. So, yeah, so I'm going to let him support this hand-to-hand. But that will be after all the moving. So that's the first move, is the initiative moves. Now we'll go on to the commanders making their moves. The man on the bridge we can't focus on, Sir Martin Strop, in charge of 4th Division for the Time Wardens. He's going to try to move his pikemen and his giant over this wall as far as they can and try to get him into close with this hand-to-hand over here to support it. They aren't in reroll range, so if this fails, they won't happen. Giant won't have much of a problem getting over the walls, but pike blocks are like automatically disordered when they cross over walls. He's a level 7 leader. I think pikes can only move 2 moves outside their front arc too, at tops. That's a big time fail, out of reroll range, and the rest of the army is no interest in moving right now, so they're going to hold place and just kind of watch the Aurelians, just because there's no point tipping their hand. They're going to be a react to the attack. There's no range attacks this turn, so we'll go right on to the charge as the orcs attack into the Osmanians. Now, the orcs are going to get a bonus for attacking, charging, and the Osmanians also can use their ability, their Pilum ability, and also the orcs are attacking uphill, so that's another favors the Osmanians. Alright, so orcs are charging, so they're going to be hitting on 3s. The Osmanian nomads are uphill, so they're going to be hitting on 3s. And the Pilum will cause the orcs to have a +1 to their saves. I think they're going to be saving on 5s. There's a bunch of other crap. I think there's Tough Fighter, there's Wild Fighters involved for the orcs. So we're going to have a bunch of stuff going on here. And let me look at the Osmanian nomads. And that's it. I did notice now that the Osmanian nomads have a marksman order, so I should have had them get an extra reroll on their attacks before, so I'm just going to give them Tough Fighter for this first round to make up for the fact that I screwed that up. And the nomads are attacking back with 8 dice versus the orcs attacking with 10. And I think they're, what is it, on the wild fighters you reroll every miss you make or something silly like that? Yeah, the orcs will reroll all their misses originally, then they'll reroll one more miss if they have any with the tough fighter. Start adding supports in. I just feel like I'm gonna be rolling too much dice at once too, because the Immortals will be able to support, and the Berserkers of Odenheim and Giant will also be able to support. All right, I'll do the orcs first. They missed 4 attacks, hitting with 6. They're going to reroll all 4 of those, and they'll add in their 3 attacks from the Immortals of Shubia for support. The Immortals missed 1 of theirs. They got Tough Fighter. They'll reroll that. The orcs missed with 2, so with their Tough Fighter, they'll reroll 1 of theirs. Alright, they end up with 11 hits. Of course, I have my first combat to shake the rust off. Is completely complicated. That's okay. Alright, let's see what the nomads in their group can do. Hill Giant's going to be rolling 3 for support. He's got Tough Fighter. The Berserkers of Odenheim will be rolling 3 for their support. They also have Tough Fighter, and we're given the re-rolling 1 dice for the Immortal. Sorry, for the Osmanian nomads for just screwing up and forgetting their marksman earlier. Alright, 2 Tough Fighters. Alright, the Aurelians end up with 7 hits on the Berserkers. The Berserkers hitting back with 11. Oh, saves are going to be horrible here. The Osmanians are wearing pajamas, so they're going to be saving on 6+. Oh no, the Osmanians immediately get rocked. They take 7 casualties. They are automatically shaken. There's 2 excess casualties. 1 goes on each of these 2 supporting units. And that wasn't good. Alright, now we give a save of 5 for the orcs. The orcs get hammered for 6 casualties. Oh, let me check what their stamina is. Their stamina is 8, so they are okay for the moment. That still hurt. Chomp chomp. They're going to win by 3 in this combat, so a -3 break test for the Aurelians. Break if shaken. The Osmanian nomads flee. Give ground disordered with supports. The Berserkers of Odenheim and the Hill Giant fall back 6 inches and are both disordered. Whoa. What? That's what they're there for, baby. They're shock troops. Alright, so that's the end of turn 1 for the Time Warden, excuse me, and turn 1 for everybody. So now at the end of the Time Warden turn, the disordered marker comes off the Immortals of Shubia. Just like that, unit is wiped off the map with a wonderful roll by Steve. Alright, so at 6 became a 3, and that was what happens. The rest of the turn 1, that's nothing really happened down here. Just kind of waiting for the stalled out attack. Still got some command and control issues over with the Baron of Weldrake. Maybe we can get together in turn 2. Let's find out, baby. Alright, let's try that again. Same as last time for the 3rd Division of the Aurelian attack. Sir Drakenford is going to try to move his division forward as far as they can. Straight towards along this wall. Oh, and just in case you didn't think I was insane, there we go. Napoleonic's getting primed up, ready to start painting after this battle. Russian infantry. 64 of them, so yeah, that's 2 of my 32-man battalions. Cannot wait. Alright, that's a 4. He'll get 3 moves as he goes forward 18 inches. Oh yeah, those boys surge forward 18 inches. Nice. A little bit delayed, but they've activated the plan. Alright, going back to Division 2. This Knight Commander is going to order his unit to also move forward, but on this side of the wall. Let's see how they do. He's the main man in charge, so he gets a reroll. I'm going to give both of these divisions level 8 commanders, just so we get some movement here. All right, got ourselves a good look in advance now as they move across the field. I'd say keeping pace with those guys, but they just got beat back a minute ago. All right, last division will be the cavalry division with the artillery, otherwise known as war priests. All right, let's see what they can do. They're going to try to move forward as far as they can with a command of 8. No re-rolls available. Oh yeah, here we go. The attack is underway. They're moving forward like a boss. That's looking pretty damn good for... This was a skirmish game a couple months ago. Getting there. Oh, I love those pikes. Okay, we'll do into the shooting phase. That just looks horrific. Those guys look pissed off. Nice. All right, let's go. I'll probably start from left to right or something. All right, we'll start off with the light cavalry on the far right of the Uralian line. They're at 12 inches. They are shooting, they have a range of 16 with their bows. They're shooting at heavy formed infantry to the front. So they're hitting on 5s and 6s with 3 attacks. Oh, those arrows all bang off the shields. No luck there. Sliding down the line. Come to the Priests of Soul. Shooting holy fire. Let me check the range. They have a range of 36 inches. They're at 23 right here. 3 attacks. They're going to attack the bill and crossbow. So that's not heavy formed infantry at the front. Still looking for 5s and 6s. 3 attacks, capping saves at 5. That's the second time these supposedly religious figures have rolled triple 6s. Not good. Yeah. So, but that's actually really good for them if you don't mind the 666 for a second. They're going to disordered check. 3 hits, capping saves at 5 on those gentlemen. Bill and crossbow also has tough fighters, so they'll re-roll 1 miss. Like a boss, saving 2. Let's see if they can stop the last one. Alright, they do suffer a casualty. Now they're going to make the disordered check. Getting pounded by holy fire. Too much for those gentlemen. They retreat back 6 inches and are now disordered. The rest of these units are out of range for missile attacks. That'll end the turn. No melee right now. These guys will lose their disorder. That's why they didn't move, because there's no point charging forward without half your unit. Alright, we'll go over to Time Orden turn 2. Nice. Alright, this guy's units are too far apart to do divisional order, so he's going to move them individually. Try to roll, and he's out of reroll range. Try to move the giant over the fence to support the orcs. He gets 1 move and crosses over the fence. Let's see what the pike block can do. Pikemen shuffle over against the wall. They'll be able to cross over next time. The knight is going to try to join the orcs and see if he can rally off one of their 9,000 casualties. Sir Manfred is able to yell some obscenities at the orcs, which they respect, and drop down from 6 to 5 casualties, or 5 losses. That's good. All right, that's 4th division. Go over to 3rd. All right, Sir. Oh, who was this? Hang on. It's actually 2nd division here in the middle. Sir Gregor Shatterspear going to move forward, protect the flank of those pikemen. Doesn't want to go past them, just wants to move up to them. He is the master of the reroll. Going to use it. Successful move, and then over here in 3rd division, Sir Cyrus Kemp going to try to get the light infantry out of the way. He's going to put them into open order and then try to scoot them back into here so they aren't so exposed. They fail miserably, so they'll leave themselves hanging out there in the breeze. And the cavalry is going to try to scooch out here with the 2 heavy units out front and move towards these gentlemen. And they also fail. What a nightmare. All right, shooting wise for the Time Wardens. I've got some. Oh, I gotta do. Sorry, I gotta do. Yeah, I'm gonna hold the other guys still. We're good. Shooting wise, the Time Wardens. Their priests of soul are gonna fire holy fire at the mounted men at arms. They're charging across the field. 3 attacks, hitting on 5s or 6s because it's over 12 inches. They get pounded with holy fire. Capping saves at 5. They do have tough fighter. 1 will be a disordering pounding. All right, they're going to take 2 casualties now for their break test. Holy fire does a number on those gentlemen. They take 2 casualties. They fall back, or the retreat disordered. They fall off the line. Next up, this unit. Are these the Bill? Yeah. Unit of Bill and Bow firing at the knights. Over 12 inches, formed infantry to their front. Needing 6s to hit with 3 attacks. They do have marksmen. Their arrows fall short. Haven't quite got the range yet. Probably freaked out by these guys. Oh, it's... Yeah, no, those guys right there. So I was like, look at the wrong guys. Yes. Big group of knights coming charging towards you. No thank you. And this other Bill and Bow unit is in range. Firing at the veteran heavy foot to the front, needing 6s as well. Only rolled 2 dice there like a genius, so I'll roll 2 more just to get the one I missed plus the marksman. Alright, they miss everything. Alright, that's the end of the shooting and the hand-to-hand phase. Turn 2 comes to an end. We're going to flip over to turn 3, and the Aurelians will continue their attack against Aldunford. Kicking off turn 3, even without his heavy men-at-arms or mounted men-at-arms supporting him. Gonna try and attack over here with his knights supported by the light cavalry. Now that they've got the light footmen caught out in the middle, see if they can run them down into the ground. Needing an 8 to pass the order outside of reroll range. If the light infantry were in skirmish order, they could have avoided this, but here comes the cavalry. Oh no! Oh, the slaughter! Somebody call my life insurance agent. They're going to get run down in the street. Let's see how these light infantry hold up against this pounding. It's not going to go well. Light infantry are outside of support range, so they're going to stand alone against the tide of cavalry. Aurelian cavalry is going to be hitting with their supports 12 attacks, both of which have tough fighter from both squadrons, against the light infantry with 5. Cavalry is going to be hitting on 3s, light infantry hitting on 4s. It keeps getting better and better. Cavalry hits 6 times on the initial dice roll. Light infantry only make contact with 1. Oh, both cavalry squadrons use their tough fighter. We roll 1 dice each. All right, cavalry's hitting on 4 pluses. Saving on 4 plus on their 1, and the light foot are saving on 6s. Lightfoot save 2. The cavalry saved their 1. So the light footmen take 5 hits. Lightfoot suffer 5 casualties. They take a -5 break test, and they are shook. I apologize. Those guys are supposed to move to contact, and I'm supposed to just keep on going with the orders phase. But I got so excited by that cavalry charge. I was like, let's do this. So it was break is shaken was the result with a 3 after the -5. They were shook, so they are basically they break and they run off the battlefield. All right, we're gonna go back to the orders phase because I jumped ahead like a crazy person. All right, and we'll go on to 2nd Division here. They're outside of the 1 foot range, so they're going to try to move forward and engage those guys in hand to hand. Looking for an 8, and they do have a reroll. Oh, they're going to kick off a mega scrum here in the center as both foot knights slam into each other and both veteran heavy footmen go against one another too. So we got double action, hand to hands. Light infantry are supporting, the bill and bow are supporting, and the bill and crossbow is supporting. So that should be an absolute blast. It could be the game decider right there. If it's we get some horrible dice rolling, it could all be over. Somebody's center could collapse. I hope it lasts a little bit because this should be fun as all get out. Alright guys, another movement. So Drakenford's gonna try to move forward, and I think the best shot would be to try to slam into the orcs in the flank. Let's see if he can do it. I'm gonna try to go in with the veteran heavy foot. With the veteran heavy foot with spear. Kind of form some kind of wedge formation, and then just wait for the inevitable hill giant clubbing that'll happen afterwards. But maybe they can put a massive dent in the already damaged Broken Tusk tribe and get them off the battlefield. The zoom's not working as well as I wanted it to be. Come on, baby. There you guys are looking savage. Alright, these guys have a 7. The reroll is still out there. They're within a foot, so let's see what happens. One move's not going to get it done. They're going to try it. They're going to go for it. Probably a big mistake. Oh, it's not a big mistake. Let's go to Vegas, baby. They're gonna move 3 moves. Excuse me. Oh, they go into the flank of the orcs. They're going to be in trouble. Oh yes. Fully supported attack. Should be really good until next turn, when it's the Louisville Slugger will be going. And then without a reroll, these guys are going to try to take the Immortals of Shubi out of the equation. They're going to rush forward. I can't remember if it's Grom or Ulok. He's going to try to slam into the Immortals, supported by the Berserkers and the Pikes. Be looking for a 7 to achieve this order. We'll see how it happens. They're not able to achieve their goal as they only move forward 1 move, but it's looking like an awesome round of combat about to happen here. Oh yeah, it would be looking better if I hadn't got all excited and done that cavalry already. Oh well, that's what I do. I get all spastic about miniature wargaming because it's awesome. All right, here we go. Shooting up. I think we just got the sorcerers, or sorry, the priests of soul for the Aurelians are going to fire holy fire at one of the units for the Timordans. Yeah, these guys are going to try to drop the bomb on those bill and bow straight ahead, greater than 12 inches, and that's it. So looking for 5s and 6s, 3 dice, saving on 5s if they make hits. Almost got their 666 again. 2 hits and a break test on these gentlemen. Bill and Bo suffer 2 casualties, and now they take their break test after they get nailed by the holy fire from the priests of soul. Oh, they love it. No effect. They get a 10. Alright, starting off with a hand-to-hand. Would have started over there. I think if cavalry wins, let me see if they can follow on afterwards. I can't remember. And I forgot about the rule. That would have been an awesome opportunity for, as me in the future or anybody else playing this. Those light infantry had shields. They could have closed ranks and possibly, because there was no chance they were going to out-damage those guys, but they could have used the extra save to stop all the pounding they took. New guy mistake. Sorry about that. It might have made a difference. It might not have. Now that's a freaking view. Oh my gosh, it's a slaughter fest across the entire battlefield. The mounted knights just choose to do a sweeping advance and do an uphill charge into the bill and bow. Or is that bill and crossbow? Bill and crossbow. They will do a closing fire as they come running in. They'll get 3 shots with their marksmen hope for some kind of disorder roll or something to break these guys. But here they come, and in the background, it's Slaughterfest 2024. Oh, what a mess. That looks just awesome. This is just going to get more and more fun as these armies get larger and larger. Yes! Alright, crossbows kick off. 3 shots, hitting on 4s. Not the best shooting as they have a panic attack as they close in, but they do cap saves at 5 with that 1 hit. Knights trying to save that 5. Alright, we'll get a repeat of that last one. 12 attacks with Tough Fighter against 7 attacks with Tough Fighter. Everyone was hitting on 3s because the Knights were charging and the footmen are uphill. The Knights hit everything. All 12 make contact. So no Tough Fighter roll there. The Bill and Crossbow, they miss 2s. They'll get 1 reroll, trying another 3. The Timordans will score 6 hits, and the Knights will score 12. Everyone's saving on 4s. Phenomenal saves by the Bill and Crossbow. They save everything but 3. The Knights take 2, so they're going to lose by 1. And not to make it any more confusing, but at the end of this, the Bill and Crossbow are going to be up to 4 casualties, and the Knights are going to be up to 3. But we have a -1 break test after they are defeated. But phenomenal. It could have been a whole lot worse. The Bill and Crossbow fall back. They gave ground disordered with supports. They didn't have any supports. They fall back. The cavalry will follow up, and they've been marked them with an advantage for next turn. That's the end of that hand-to-hand finally. The horses got to be tired. But they are right in front of the Timordan cavalry wing. Yay. The big thing is these guys are still, with their commander, still way back there, not earning any cool points. All right, we'll go on to the scrum. We're going to break this into 2 different hand-to-hands. Start off with Foot Knight on Foot Knight. Yeah, Foot Knights for Timordia are supported by 1 unit, while, well, you know what? They're both supported by 2 units. That's going to be awesome. So let's have a massive amount of dice throw in here. This should be great. Eurylians are charging, so they'll get an advantage there. All right, it's going to be a ton of dice. Everyone's like a Tough Fighter. Yeah. Both sides are rolling 15 dice. Eurylians will be hitting on 3s. Timordans hitting on 4s. Eurylians are winning 10-7 right now, but now we get 6 Tough Fighter rolls. Everyone gets 1. Pow! The Eurylians make all their Tough Fighter rolls. The Timordans only make 1. Could be the difference. All right, everyone's gonna be saving on 4s. Both these Knights are valiant, so they get to ignore, I think, the first break test if they explode. Great saves by the Timordans. The Eurylians really kind of punted. The Timordans ended up with 6 casualties. These guys both have a stamina of 7. Oh, actually, they both have, I forgot they got stubborn too. Stand by. Little redemption for the Eurylians as they make their Tough Fighter roll. I mean, as their stubborn roll, but the Timordans fail theirs. So we end up with a 4 casualties for the Eurylians and 6 for the Timordans for a -2 break test. Hold ground without penalty. They will continue to fight the next turn. Mark the Eurylians with a red little marker there to say that they've got the advantage on the next combat. We'll flick over to both veteran heavy foot as they continue their brawl. It looks like, I think the Timordans have an advantage here with an extra support. Yeah, the Kaldani pikemen are in range to throw in their 2 dice to support these veteran footmen. So they'll have 2 supports versus the 1 for the Eurylians.
Timorans will be throwing 2 more dice than their opponents, but the Aurelians will be hitting on 3s versus the Timorans on 4s. Aurelians choke with only 4 hits versus I think the 8 for the 8 for the Timordans. We got a couple tough fighter rolls coming in. The Kaldani pikemen hit both of theirs, so they will not get a tough fighter roll. We got stubborn for both of these guys. The Aurelians have to try to make 9 saves at 4, and the Timorans will have to make 7 saves at 4. Timordans are winning 6-4 right now. They both get stubborn. Let's see what happens, baby. Oh, it's a butt kicking. Timordans take 3 casualties. Aurelians take 6 and are shook. -3 break test for them. Aurelian heavy foot break. It was break is shaken. The light infantry who are supporting them fall back disordered. Oh, I'm killing one of my buildings over here with my tripod. Sorry. So that's a brutalness. They're gonna go ahead and hold their ground there. Fighting will continue. Oh wow, nice. All right, now we scoot over to the right as we get a flank attack into the orcs, supported by the Immortals of Shubia. Alright, it's been a bit of a mess here. The Aurelians are attacking uphill, but they are charging, so that'll balance out back to a 4. The orcs are being hit in the flank, so they're going to be hitting on 5s. Sir Timothy Bryan going for glory, joining his his heavy foot with spear, attacking the hated orc tribe. Say they killed his family back when he was a boy, so he wants some blood. He's going to try to slaughter them. All right, the black and the brown dice will be the Immortals and the Orcs. And then everything else will be these guys. I forgot to roll the 3 dice for the Knight too, but right now the Orcs are getting slaughtered. They only get 3 hits in. They're losing by, wow, 11-3 right now. I'm going to do the tough fighter rolls. Plus, I'll add in 3 extra die for the Knight. Raise your hands if you're shocked that I missed something. I forgot the Orcs are wild fighters, so they're going to roll 7 of attacks looking for 5s. At least a little better. The Orcs pick up 2 more hits there. They're going to make like all the saves in the world. Everybody's saving at 4. Everybody's got stubborn. All right, before both sides roll their stubborn, the Orcs have taken 7 casualties, and the the footmen have taken 3. Orcs have a stamina of 8, I believe. So they take 7 casualties, so they eat them all. They go up to 12 casualties. The heavy spearmen take 2 casualties. Wow, what a mess. These guys are going to implode at 16, but they still have to take a -5 break test right now to survive this. Yeah, I got to put it, and they are shook. So that could play into it too. What a great roll by the Orcs there on their break test. They're able to keep it together. They have to give ground together with supports, falling back disordered. So they're all disordered against the river, but they're still here. So the Orcs are they're shaken and disordered. The Immortals are just disordered. And there you have it. So yeah, with 12 casualties on the Orcs, they're gonna have to do some crazy stuff. Last bit of housekeeping before we flick over to the Aurelian turn is to see if this Knight that went for broke gets wounded in that hand-to-hand with the Orcs. Oh, he comes out like a boss. All right, he gets all the glory defeating the the orc leader there pushing them back. That'll end Aurelian turn 3 as we go on to Timorden turn 3. Quick sweep across the battlefield just to refamiliarize yourself with what's going on. Got some cavalry's way back there. Phenomenal hand-to-hand in here. Super savage. That one's still going on. Yes. Okay. That's a great save. I'm still stoked about that. Okay, we'll see you in a minute. Alright, starting from right to left with the Timordens. These gentlemen are all disordered, so they are going to sit there. I think their knight commander will move over and try to rally a casualty. Probably only they can do. The orcs might be beyond helping. The hill giant is going to initiative move and charge the medium infantry. The pikemen are going to move forward to support his attack with an initiative move. The veteran heavy foot here in front of us, I'm pointing at, are going to move forward and attack this. They're actually already in hand-to-hand. Let me move this unit first. Maybe they'll just join the hand-to-hand. Let me think about it. Alright, let's do a rehash. Lots of initiative moves, and please correct me if I get some of these wrong. From what I can tell, you can't like missile shoot into an already going on hand-to-hand, but there's nothing saying you can't join a hand-to-hand and basically make it infinitely more complicated. But Ulak, move forward, initiative move, charge the medium infantry. The Kaldani pikemen moved up and are supporting him in his attack against them. They can probably get support from those heavy footmen to their over there in their left quarter. Scrolling over here, we have a bunch of initiative moves. The veteran heavy foot moved in and engaged the bill and bow here that were already in this fight. Light infantry moved up and took their spot. They can either support here or here. And then the bill and bow here, initiative moved into these bill and crossbow, and then the medium infantry moved up behind them to support. These guys will get closing fire. These guys will get closing fire. And over here we had initiative moves with the Timorden cavalry. Light cavalry moved forward to support the already beleaguered bill and crossbow here that are getting beat down, which might not be the best move, but oh well. And then the heavy cavalry rushed forward, engaged the light cavalry, supported by the mounted men-at-arms to their left. So, yay, lots of hand-to-hand. Oh, and the the priests of Sol for Timordia did initiative move to get out of this, just in case everything collapses, they don't get caught off in hand-to-hand against a cavalry unit. So they move forward 6 inches of initiative move, and just to get out of the way. Hopefully they'll not get swept into the battle, because that's not, the hand-to-hand ain't their thing. All right, let's do some. I think we'll have some. At least the sorcerers can shoot. We've got some closing fire from a couple Aurelian units, and I think we'll be in business. All right, priest on priest. These guys are going to launch holy fire at their counterparts. Needing 5s and 6s, trying to wear them out. Those war priests get nailed with holy fire. A disordering hit. They got to make 2 saves of, I think they're in pajamas, so that might be 6s. Oh, they get nailed for 2 casualties. They have a stamina of 3. So, won't take much for these guys to get into the shook category. Now they got to take their break test. I guess these guys would be considered skirmishers, just because they're not infantry. But a 10 is awesome. They hold their ground. They love it. All right, closing fire-wise, Aurelians hammering away with 3 shots, needing 4, 5s, or 6s against these bill and bow as they come in to attack them. They do score 1 hit, and it's a disordering hit, so we'll get a break test after they try to make a save of 5, because they're crossbows, capping save at 5. Oh yeah, they make it, baby. Let's see what they can do with the break test. Oh yeah, they love it. It's a joke. They run in there unopposed, well, not unopposed, unaffected by that crossbow bolts that hammer into their ranks. The hand-to-hand will continue. I think we have one more bill and crossbow here. These guys will fire at these veteran heavy foot as they come in. They missed their sharpshooter, so they get 2 hits. One's a disordering hit. These gentlemen saving on 4 pluses. They do have stubborn. Veteran heavy foot miss everything. They go up to 5 casualties. Now they'll take their break test. They're standing by 6. They love it and go on in. All right, that'll end the shooting phase. We're going to go on to... Oh, I guess these... Sorry, it isn't. These guys will have a chance to throw javelins at them as well as they close in on them as well. 3 attacks hitting on 4 plus. Javelins rip into the veteran heavy foot, making 2 saves. One of them is a disordering hit. They make both their saves. Technically, they should have done their at the end of all the all the missiles that hit them. Someone said they already passed their break test because they would have combined these 2 together and then done afterwards. So they got a 9. Start off with Ulak crushing down the hammer on those medium infantry. They better hope those shields are made by more than wood. Good luck. Ulak is supported by the Kaldani pikemen. Medium foot are supported by those bill and bow to their left. Here comes all the dice. Timordan's hitting on 3s, and the Aurelians be hitting on 4s. Timordans are winning 6-3 right now. We'll get 4 tough fighter rolls as everyone's rolling in for that. Ulak and his crew score 8 hits versus the Aurelians getting only 4. Alright, everyone's saving on 4s. A lot of stubborn going on in here. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, also, we got a fanatic for the giant, so he's going to be making saves at 3. After that wave, Ulak has he gets 3 wounds on the medium foot, who get 1 wound on him. Now we get the stubborn roll, see if they can lower that down to 2 and 0. Ulak will be victorious. The medium foot take 2 casualties. Ulak takes none. We got a -2 break test. I also forgot to do the rally check for the orcs. I'll do that after this break test. Those 2 units fall back, giving ground disordered with supports. Ulak is not going to follow up. He has some major concerns about being surrounded and destroyed since his entire right side is wide open. He also knows the orcs are close to buckling. He's very unhappy with his fellow monsters here. Speaking of which, orcs are going to try to rally, which I forgot to do earlier. It's not much of a victory, but the orcs were able to rally off a casualty going down from 12 to 11. They're still very fragile. Disorder will come off at the end of this turn, but yeah, I think if the wind blows on them too hard, they're going to implode. All right, moving on. Veteran heavy foot slamming into the bill and bow. Bill and bow are supported by the light infantry. These gentlemen are not supported at all. Nope, they're supported by the light infantry behind them too. I forgot about those guys. Zoomed in too much and lost track of them. This is going to be even Steven. Love that name. Because both sides are going to be throwing 10 dice. Timordans are going to be hitting on 3s though, and the Aurelians will be hitting on 4s. Everybody's got tough fighter. Well, no, the light infantry do not. That's about it. We're gonna get 2 tough fighter rolls as it's Tymorians are up 6-5 right now. It's a battle, 7-6. Tymorians got 1 extra casualty. Everybody's saving on 4. Let me double check that the Bill and Bo I don't think have stubborn. They do not. Just a veteran heavy foot have that. Veteran heavy foot are going to win by 2, but the veteran heavy foot now go up to 8 casualties and are shook. The Bill and Bo really screwed up their saves. They get 5 casualties to take a beating. They'll take a -2 break test. That attack is repulsed, but they're able to fall back in good order with supports, so at least they're not disordered. They should be able to launch a counterattack if they choose to do so. Alright, going on to the Knights, who now have been cut off from all of their supports by some nice moves by the Tymorians. But the Knights did have an advantage. They won the last hand-to-hand. But the Tymorian Knights are going to be supported. Yeah, this unit, I think it's a 45 degree coming off, correct? So they're in most of the unit is in that quarter, so support, and then hand to hand. These guys stand alone. All right, we got tough fighters going, but we got Tymorians hitting on 4s, Aurelians hitting on 3s because they won the last round of hand to hand. All right, the Aurelians missed theirs. They pick up 1 extra 1, so we got a little advantage for the Tymorians, up 7-6. Time for all the saves. And we do have stubborn. All right, goes into the stubborn rolls, tied up. We get 2 of those now. 3-3 for both casualties. Oh, what a heroic effort by the Aurelian Knights. Outnumbered, they're able to pull it out. They take 2 casualties, taking them up to 6. They're still 1 below their stamina. The Tymorian Knights go up to 9 casualties. They are now shaken. They have to take a -1 break test. They do have the Valiant roll. They haven't burned up that yet. That would take them down to a 4. They're going to go ahead and use their Valiant and see if they can roll a bit higher than that. No, they did not roll higher than that. They as what we commonly say, screwed the pooch. Total command control failure. They start stabbing each other. They think it's the end of time. I think they're going to implode. They're going to take all their... This is going to be a giant hole created in the Tymorian lines. That could have been the battle right there. Excellent use of the Valiant roll by me with my phenomenal break test rolls that I continue to just be absolutely atrocious at. Oh, 2nd Division was the biggest division of the Army, that with 5 battalions or 5 battles, also hosting the general of the Army. They just lost 3, so they are a broken division. So these gentlemen, technically they would wait till the next turn, but I'm just gonna, while I'm in the picking up process, the veteran heavy foot plus these light infantry are also going to break, taking their commander from the battlefield. That totally blows out the center of that entire line. The veteran heavy foot were also shaken. So that would have left only really the light infantry. They would definitely, after seeing all their comrades, their 4 other battles, all flee the field. They would have had no problem not only running, but running faster than them, since they have very little armor. So they would have taken off and led the retreat. So, wow. Entire 2nd Division shattered. Wasn't expecting that. MVP candidates, veteran foot knights, hold out against a numerically superior force, destroying and breaking their will to live and completely shattering the center of the Tymorian line. Oh, all right, moving on. Another hand-to-hand. I guess the order of these attacks is huge too, because now these gentlemen have been pushed back and they're in support range of their bill and crossbow. That works out rather well for the Aurelians. Morden's unfazed by their entire right side collapsing in front of their eyes. Still, they hit a home run. They have a huge advantage going into the rerolls for the tough fighters. All right, 10-6. Big, a little bit of an advantage for the Timordans. No, what's it called? Stubborn rolls here. It's gonna be everyone saving on 4s, just trying to live till tomorrow. Holy cow, that Timordan unit fights like they've never fought before. They make all the saves except for one. Aurelians choke, taking 6 casualties. Yeah, that's going to be a -5 break test for these bill and crossbow. Aurelians will be at 6, and they'll be shaken. Timordans are up to 3 casualties. And now the -5 break test, which always goes so well. The Aurelian crossbowmen, or bill and crossbow, were break if shaken, so they break and run. Their supports, the bill and bow, fall back disordered. They're almost at their start line. They're way the heck back here now. Their center's getting shoved out. The knights stand alone in the middle of this disaster. And then we'll go off to the final flank here as we fight these 2 engagements. Start off with the Aurelian heavy knights with the advantage against the shaken bill and crossbow, supported by the light infantry. These guys are going to be hitting on 5s, the Timordans, with the disordered marker, which is not good. Aurelians won the last hand-to-hand. They're going to be hitting on 3s. We get 2 tough fighter rolls. The light cavalry do not have tough fighter, so I think, and right now the Aurelians are up like 6-2. All right, 7-3, and only the Aurelian knights have stubborn. Aurelian knights are going to win by 3. Timordan bill and crossbow are up to 7 casualties. They are shook and disordered now, and they get hammered by these guys who just take 1 casualty. A -3 break test. Great roll by the Timordans as they give ground with supports. Could have been a whole lot worse. They are shook. We could do a sweeping advance. Do we do a sweeping advance, or do we stay there and support the light infantry? Or light cavalry, excuse me. I think we almost have to, just doing the math, the light cavalry might need to get sacrificed. We're going to do a sweeping advance. The bill and crossbow will be able to fire crossbow bolts at these guys as they come in. Little tear of sadness on the light cavalry as they see their brethren tear off and leave them. But they come and slam into these guys. They're going to get 3 shots hitting on their shook. So they're going to hit on 5 or 6s. You get 1 save for that 1 hit. It's not a disordering hit, which is big, and they are stubborn. Stubborn comes through like a boss. They go ahead and slam into them. They keep just at 4 casualties. Light infantry are still supported by the light cavalry. Not light infantry, sorry, the bill and crossbow. But they're going to be hitting on 5s because they're shaken compared to this disaster. Timordans get 2 hits. The Aurelians hammer home with 8. We'll get 2 tough fighter rolls. Both of which miss. So now we've got saves coming at you. And the Aurelian knights are the only ones with stubborn. The Knights make all their saves. They're staying at 4. The Timordans get hammered for 4 more casualties. They're up to 11. They're 1 away from being totally imploded. And yeah, now they got to do a -4 break test. Oh, break if shaken. They Bill and Crossbow are blasted off the battlefield. The light cavalry are forced back off the battlefield. They're gone as well. Wow. Both divisions are still intact. They have over half their units, but another big loss for the Timordans. We go on to the last hand-to-hand, where these 2 heavy cavalry units are up against a light cavalry unit. Two tough fighter rolls for the Timordans that are already up in a huge way against this light cavalry unit. 8-3. Timordans will also get stubborn with their roll. Alright, light cavalry take 5 casualties. The mounted knights take 1. -4 break test for these gentlemen. Light cavalry fall back, disordered with their casualties. The Timordans, concerned about someone in their back quarter, and they're basically lost one of their squadrons already, are they're not going to expose themselves anymore. Plus, they've got their entire line starting to crumple. So that'll basically end that horrific turn. Wow. As yeah. That was pretty savage. Been some serious bodies on the battlefield on that one. Be right back. We're going into turn 4 with the Aurelians doing initiative moves, probably sealing the fate of these gentlemen over here. Alright, starting off turn 4 for the Aurelian forces. Baron is going to try to give, you know what, he's going to do a follow me order and see how far he can take these guys. Alright, he sprints ahead 3 moves with those guys, getting him back in the combat. But I think it's the only thing he can do this turn because he did the follow me order. Just had to get them into the combat as best I could. Alright, commanding general's going to do some crazy crap. A lot of individual stuff. Going to try to get the knights to hit the kind of the flank of the Kaldani pikemen. They are short of the target, but they end up right there. Next is going to try to do a maximum move on these Bill and Bo, see how far they can get. It's going to burn his reroll on that one. They're short of the reaching the pikemen as well, but didn't want the light infantry to go in. Just try to get the light infantry to go up 1 move and stay behind the Bill and Bow. They just move up to protect the flank of their brothers from these Timordans out here in the center, but they're not close enough to be in initiative charge range, and they're not even close enough to throw their javelins. They're just kind of there to prevent a massive attack. Alright, the big things are going to happen over here. We just had a lot of units that were kind of facing the wrong direction, so they couldn't, initiative moves have to be forwards, so that wasn't going to happen. Over here is a whole different ball game though. Alright, both of these units are disordered, so they're not going anywhere. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do something cool. Sir William Drakenford is going to take his 2 units and try to charge the orcs with the heavy spear up front. Sir Drakenford leads 2 of his battles in against the orcs, and he also joins the combat, trying to get that revenge against them. Now the final Aurelian battalion, or sorry, division. Sir Timothy Bryan trying to lead his troops down the hill into the Immortals with leadership of 7. Ah, they fail the order and stay there. Alright, for missile combat, the light cavalry will fire their bows at the knights. They are disordered. They're over 12 inches. You're going to need like 6s to hit. 3 shots. Everything misses. Alright, the priests of soul are going to fire their fireball, their holy fire, at their counterparts, trying to put some damage on them, needing 5s or 6s. Wow. They totally missed themselves. Okay. Bill and Bo firing longbows with marksmanship inside of 12 inches at the pikemen. They're not to their front, so they are not going to take the negative for it. So they're hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s with marksmanship. Alright, they score 2 hits on the Kaldani pikemen, needing 4s to save. They take 1 casualty. These Bill and Bo are also going to fire at the Kaldani pikemen. But they're to the front, so they're going to need 5s and 6s with marksmen. 3 shots. They score 1 hit, saving on a 4, and they do have stubborn. They make the save. Now they got to take the break test. They love getting shot. No worries there. Okay. That might be the end of the missile shooting. It is. Alright, we go on to this. This is the only hand-to-hand this time. So we'll do the heavy spearmen against the orcs, both of which are going to be supported. The heavy foot are charging, so they hit on a 3. They're also uphill, so they're going to hit on a 2. The orcs are shaken, so they're going to hit on 5s. The orcs missed 7, so they're going to reroll all those again, plus 1 extra die for tough fighter. The immortals are also going to roll 1 extra 1 for missing. I forgot also the heavy spear have tough fighter too. They're going to reroll the 1 they missed. Alright, ton of hits. Everybody's saving on 4. Let's see how this goes. The orcs are got to roll like a boss to survive this. The orcs took 5, which destroys them. The heavy spear took 3, so we're going to -2 break test for the immortals because the orcs are going to be evaporated anyway. I forgot to add in Sir Drakenford's dice, so that's probably not a bad thing. So no save for him. The immortals would have to give ground in good order, but they couldn't give ground because they're right up against the riverbed, so they become disordered. And that was kind of a, after that last turn, I guess everyone was just facing the wrong directions and still wore out in that last round. But that's the end of turn 4 for the Eurylians. We go on to the Time Morden turn 4. Alright, the immortals can't move, they're disordered. Ulak is going to, he's out of initiative range. He could move forward 6 inches, but he couldn't reach the medium infantry, so they're going to try to order him forward to attack the infantry, the medium foot on the left. Generals, with their knights of 7, he's over 12 inches away, so he's going to need under a 6 to move. He fails, which sucks. That also sticks the Kaldani pikemen where they are, facing the wrong direction. I was going to hope to pivot them next. So they can't do anything. Wow. Going over to these Time Mordens here. They're going to have to try to charge the light infantry. That's Sir Cyrus Kemp. Going to try to give... he's survived. He's been in a ton of battles. I think he's been in like 90% of the battles I've had. I think if the Baron falls again, he's taken over. He's going to try to move these guys forward and see how far he can get. He's a level 7. outside of general reroll range. Well, they don't even have a general anymore, so they're toast. They move forward 6 inches and they can't make contact with the light infantry. And then over on the far left, the Baron, who's not even commanding this attack, oh, he wants to go out like a boss, so he's going to charge his cavalry wing into the mounted men-at-arms. Downhill attack. And they fail the order. What a dud. Turn 4. The orcs did die in the turn, but it was quite anticlimactic compared to turn 3. Alright, we're set up for a nightmare probably in turn 5, but that was quick. So we'll get some shooting before we get there. I apologize. The Timoran Priests of Soul, they're going to fire a holy fire at their counterparts, try to wipe them out. They miss all 3. Well, that sucks. Bill and Bo are going to fire point blank at these light infantry. 3 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, re-rolling 1 for marksman. One hit, saving on a... is it 6? Hang on, let me look. Yeah, light footman hitting on a 6+. Light infantry take 1 casualty, and now that ends the turn. Alright, Sir Brian, going for it again. Divisional order, charge. Alright, generals do divisional order here. Charges, well, he doesn't even need to do that. He's going to do initiative orders and hit the pikemen in the side with the knights. Move forward and support them on the attack on the flank. Who's commanding? I gotta look at this one, hang on. And then we're going to try to do a... this is going to be a tough one. And then 3rd Division, General Drakenford, he's ready to attack the Hill Giant himself. He's going to do a divisional order with all 4 of his battles and try to charge in against the giant from 2 different directions. Oh man, looking rough. They close in on them from the rear. Pikemen are going to take a beating. Ulak gets outmaneuvered and surrounded by 2 different attacks, both supported. And then over here, charging down the hill, Grom going into the Immortals, supported by pikemen and the Berserkers. Baron's going to try to do a switcheroo, order his entire division to charge these sorcerers, and then hopefully get a sweeping advance and crush into the rear of these gentlemen. Oh no, the Priests of Soul run down by heavy cavalry. They're not going to be here very long. And then these guys got something serious to worry about coming up behind them. Alright, let's go ahead and do this one first just to get it out of the way, because it's going to trigger a second attack unless these guys roll amazing. This should be like the chain of command roll where you have like so many dice you can't even you automatically win. Oh yes, it's 15 dice against 1. These guys are hitting on 5s and 6s. These guys are charging downhill and charging, so they're hitting on anything but. Alright, the priests miss. They take 15 hits. They get 1 save. It's like they get 15 saves. Trying to roll 6 15s or 15 6s. They have a stamina of 3, so if 6 of them get through, they're going to get destroyed. Alright, they were able to save 1, so that's 14 points of damage they take. They're destroyed. Sweeping advance into the rear of the medium footmen. They hit the medium foot in the rear. I don't think they can be supported with this attack. So they're going to be hitting on 5s and 6s against these 15 hits hitting on 3s. The initial clash, 10 against 3, we'll get them tough fighters from the medium foot, the knights, and from the mounted men-at-arms. All right, 11 against 3, and the cavalry has stubborn, the medium foot do not. Right now it's 6 versus 2. Cavalry gonna roll their stubborn. Right now the medium foot have taken 6 casualties versus the 1 for the foot. I did not, sorry, the cavalry. I forgot to do the Baron, so I'm gonna roll 3 for him. He hits all 3. See if the medium foot can save against those. The medium foot take their stamina. They become shook. They're up to 6 casualties. The extra 3 go on to the bill and bow that already had 3, so they go up to 6, and they are shook too. Now we have a -8 break test for these gentlemen. Those 2 companies are destroyed, and that destroys another division. They've lost 2 of their 4 divisions now. Now we begin the attack against the Caldani pikemen. From the rear. Foot knights, supported by 2 units attacking, needing 3s against the Caldani pikemen, hitting with 5s. 2 tough fighter rolls for the Aurelians, nothing for the Caldani. 12 hits versus 2. Both of them have stubborn. The pikes take 7. The knights take 1. They both have stubborn. Caldani takes 6 casualties. The knights take 0. They go up to 7 casualties. They're shook. They've got a -6 break test. And that goes down to 1, which they implode, and this is just turned into an epic slaughter. There's no point even continuing. Ulak and Grom are going to do their business. The Immortals are probably going to get beat down. But, yeah, the writing's on the wall. There's no point. I don't like doing a total slaughter with no point. These guys are they've been outclassed. The MVP, definitely, right here. The Foot Knights for the Aurelians, they cracked the entire center. They pivoted to their left, and they kept on just cracking away. So great job. That is going to make Bournemouth fall, I believe, right? Sorry, not Bournemouth, Walden. Walden's going to fall, and that's the first time Aurelia has actually moved into the enemy territory. So this has been ever since Baron Kurt Punry died, in about the first battle of Hail Caesar, it's just been a complete reversal of fortunes for these guys. They're nothing but losing now as they're getting pushed in on the south here. And yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Nice to see a little seesaw battle here. I like the movement on the map now. Just one battle does that and get it done. So cool. All right, so that's a big win for the Aurelians. They push out a Weldrake, taking Walden. Sorry, I kind of looked back over my shoulder to make sure I was saying it right that time. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a great fight. It seesawed a little bit, and then basically there was just that giant home run where I rolled the double ones in the center there. Just cored them out completely, and just became a systematic destruction after that. I'm gonna add on. I'm gonna send a link to the Google Sheet so you can check it out. I'm gonna paint some Russians after this weekend. Hopefully, get 2 more battalions done. Then I wasn't expecting to. I was gonna keep doing cavalry. ACW, but I'm kind of excited by getting a couple Napoleonic units done. So when I do make my final push to get that next battle of General Day 2, I won't have to do as much as I'm doing now. I'm kind of stepping away at it. Plus, it's keeping the hobby fresh by switching around and, you know, painting a unit like this, painting a unit like that. And after doing cavalry, I kind of reward myself with some Napoleonics. So awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm glad I got this done. And we'll talk to you soon. You guys are fantastic. Next video will probably be the first one in my tutorial for Fire and Fury. I've kind of got a little script almost written out in my head. Of course, not on paper. That wouldn't be like me. And then hopefully that'll turn into a 4 or 5 part tutorial that I can refer to, and if you guys want to refer to it, that's great as well. And that's it. So we'll talk to you soon, and take care of yourselves.